Nominal pipe size is a North American set of standard sizes for pipes used for high or low pressures and temperatures. Pipe size is specified with two non-dimensional numbers, a nominal pipe size for diameter based on inches, and a schedule for wall thickness. NPS is often incorrectly called national pipe size, due to confusion with national pipe thread. The European designation equivalent to NPS is DN, in which sizes are measured in millimeters. The term NB is also frequently used interchangeably with NPS. History: in March 1927, the American Standards Association authorized a committee to standardize the dimensions of wrought steel and wrought iron pipe and tubing. At that time only a small selection of wall thicknesses were in use: standard weight, extra strong, and double extra strong, based on the iron pipe size system of the day. However, these three sizes did not fit all applications. The committee surveyed the industry and created a system of schedule numbers that designated wall thicknesses based on smaller steps between sizes, although IPS and NPS numbers remain equivalent. The original intent was that each schedule would relate to a given pressure rating. However, the numbers deviated so far from wall thicknesses in common use that this original intent could not be accomplished. Also, in 1939, it was hoped that the designations of STD, XS, and XXS would be phased out by schedule numbers. However, those original terms are still in common use today, and double extra heavy, respectively. Since the original schedules were created, there have been many revisions and additions to the tables of pipe sizes based on industry use and on standards from API, ASTM, and others. Stainless steel pipes, which were coming into more common use in the mid-20th century, permitted the use of thinner pipe walls with much less risk of failure due to corrosion. By 1949, thinner schedules 5S and 10S, which were based on the pressure requirements modified to the nearest BWG number, had been created, and other S sizes followed later. Due to their thin walls, the smaller S sizes cannot be threaded together according to ASME code, but must be fusion welded. Application: based on the NPS and schedule of a pipe, the pipe outside diameter and wall thickness can be obtained from reference tables such as those below, which are based on ASME standards B36.10M and B36.19M. For example, NPS 14SCH40 has an OD of 14 inches and a wall thickness of 0.437 inches. However, the NPS and OD values are not always equal, which can create confusion. For NPS at 12 inches, the NPS and OD values are different. For example, the OD of an NPS 12 pipe is actually 12.75 inches. To find the actual OD for each NPS value, refer to the tables below. For NPS 14 inches and up, the NPS and OD values are equal. In other words, an NPS 14 pipe is actually 14 inches OD. The reason for the discrepancy for NPS at 12 inches is that these NPS values were originally set to give the same inside diameter based on wall thicknesses standard at the time. However, as the set of available wall thicknesses evolved, the ID changed and NPS became only indirectly related to ID and OD. For a given NPS, the OD stays fixed and the wall thickness increases with schedule. For a given schedule, the OD increases with NPS while the wall thickness stays constant or increases. Using equations and rules in ASME B31.3 process piping, it can be shown that pressure rating decreases with increasing NPS and constant schedule. Some specifications use pipe schedules called standard wall, extra strong, and double extra strong, although these actually belong to an older system called iron pipe size. The IPS number is the same as the NPS number. STD is identical to SCH40S, and 40S is identical to 40 for NPS 1/8 to NPS 10, inclusive. XS is identical to SCH80S, and 80S is identical to 80 for NPS 1/8 to NPS 8, inclusive. XXS wall is thicker than Schedule 160 from NPS 1/8 to NPS 6 inclusive. and Schedule 160 is thicker than XXS wall for NPS 8, and larger. Blockage or ball test. When a pipe is welded or bent, the most common method to inspect blockages, misalignment, ovality, and weld bead dimensional conformity is to pass a round ball through the pipe coil or circuit. If the inner pipe dimension is to be measured, then you should subtract the weld bead, if welding is applicable. Typically, the clearance tolerance for the ball must not exceed 1 mm. Allowable ovality of any pipe is measured on the inside dimension of the pipe. Normally 5% to 10% ovality can be accepted. If no other test is conducted to verify ovality, or blockages, this test must be seen as a standard requirement. A flow test cannot be used in lieu of a blockage or ball test. See Pipe Dimensional Table, Specification ASME B36.10 m or B36.19 m for pipe dimensions per schedule. Stainless steel pipe is most often available in standard weight sizes. However, stainless steel pipe can also be available in other schedules. Both polyvinyl chloride pipe and chlorinated polyvinyl chloride pipe are made in NPS sizes. NPS tables for selected sizes, NPS A to NPS 3 or 1/2, tolerance. The tolerance on pipe OD is plus 1/64 inch, minus 1/32 inch. NPS 4 to NPS 9, NPS 10 to NPS 24, additional sizes, see also. Notes. References, ASME B36.10 m 2004, pages 1, ABCDEF NPS nominal pipe size, and DN diameter nominal, engineeringtoolbox.com, ABC ASME B36.10 m 2004, PIV. ASME Standard 36.19 m 2004, PIV, ABCDEFGH Table of Pipe Schedules from EngineersEdge.com. ASTM A999, Bibliography, Nair, P.E., Mohinder LA1. In Mohinder L. Nair, P.E. Piping Handbook. New York, McGraw-Hill. ISBN A0-07-047106-1 ASME B36.10 m, welded and seamless wrought steel pipe ANSI ASME Standard 36.19 m, stainless steel pipe external links, notes on Papier Euro PVC pipe weights and max PSI, quick calculator to determine standard pipe dimensions for carbon steel and stainless steel pipes as per ANSI. 1. Online pipe schedule calculator, nominal pipe size NPS, nominal bore NB, outside diameter OD, montage, piping tools.